Vicki Sharp, and I am the Director of Women in Charge.
My name is Sue Wright. I'm the Office Manager at Women in Charge.
My name is Lynn Chapman-Wolf. I'm the social worker here at Women in Charge.
My name is Ann Getz, and I have been a teacher now for 5 years.
I used to be working with the St. Vincent de Paul Society. I did it for 12 years with a partner who was retired, and we spent 2 or 3 days a week making calls on women in University City and in the north side, mostly University City. And that work there was to help women in crisis who were out of money, who needed to pay their rent, who needed food. So what I saw when I would visit these homes, and it was always that was home visits then for the St. Vincent de Paul, I kept seeing the same thing over and over, and that was a woman sitting in her home with 2 or 3 children, getting a check every month, no high school diploma, very depressed, nobody to help her with the children at the end of the day, and feeling very abandoned and angry. So, and there was no place that I knew to send these women. So that's how I got the call to start this place. So, so with the help of a lot of people, we all decided to start Women in Charge as a day program. Well, the purpose of Women in Charge is to heal the spirit, educate, and then offer support. When the women first come here, when I see a woman coming up the stairs, she's usually not very attractive, she's angry, she's fearful, and she's very afraid of coming up here. So it's hard to get the women from their houses to come here. Once they come, we go out of our way to welcome them and tell them they're safe. We're not going to judge them for what's going on or what's happened, and that we can move them forward if they can just trust us and, well, open their hearts. And the way we start them opening their hearts is to take the yoga piece of this program, teaching them to be aware of their bodies, learning how to relax, how to breathe. Breathing is really important. It starts you off with getting you to open your heart up. So once that starts, then we can move them forward. The one thing I do is I teach the speech class here, and I expect the women, once they come into my class, to speak slowly, distinctly, and use standard English grammar. And then every class there, the women are expected to stand up and give a talk to the rest of the group using good eye contact. Every week we introduce ourselves to each other so that the professional introduction becomes very, very second nature. And this gets them ready to move into the marketplace and look like professional women. It's hard. It's hard to learn that. They've never had it in their lives.
Well, we have math class just about every day. And when I'm not teaching, I will be paying the bills or making the deposits. I work on the taxes, and I also do the newsletter here. I organized the math program and created a new emphasis on algebra and geometry, which are absolutely necessary to pass the GED and tend to get overlooked because women are struggling at the lower levels.
I do all the academic teaching in the program except for the math teaching. We have set it up so we'll have some time to do reading, some time to do writing, some time to do grammar work, which is never the favorite. We also do some history, some social studies, and some science. And we are a little bit different from other GED programs because GED programs typically test people and say, okay, you're deficient in this area, here's a packet, figure it out. And they have to do all this self-study. Well, I don't think self-studying is that great. So what we do is a lot of group work.
I am the social worker here. I meet with all the women individually. We do individual counseling, and then I run a group therapy session with all the women. We deal with everything that's not academic related. I talk to them about their personal issues. If they need resources, I will refer them to other agencies. We just really work on whatever their problem is at the moment, and we try to figure out a solution to help them with that. I also do all of the grant writing, and reporting for our grants.
Perfect attendance would be a wonderful thing here because that would give them the day-to-day consistency, and that's a real problem for our women for a number of reasons. One, they're almost all single moms. If a child gets sick, they can't come in. If the car breaks down, they can't come in. More likely they're on the bus. If it's raining, they don't want to bring the kids. If it's too hot, they don't want to stand on the bus stop with the kids. A lot of times housing is an issue. If you lose your place to live and you're sleeping on your aunt's sofa, then maybe you can't catch a bus from where you're living right now to come here.
The women who come here are coming here to get their GED. What they don't understand is that they need to heal their spirits before they can move forward and become independent. You know, they just see the GED as this big ticket to a better job.
The most rewarding part of my job is the teaching. I love it when the women get excited when they understand something, and that happens a lot, where they don't expect to understand certain aspects of geometry or algebra, and then they do, and they feel good about themselves, and they're excited to be able to go home and help their kids with their homework and know that down the road they can help them too.
I think the most rewarding part of my job is when the women get it, or when someone finally understands something and something clicks. A lot of times we talk about current events and they'll say, I heard this on the news. And then they go, I don't really understand it. And a lot of times it's vocabulary. I'll say, well, here's this word and this is what it means. And they'll go, oh, you're kidding, I've never known what that meant. You know what that meant? And so they get all excited about that.
The most rewarding part is when I'm working with an individual who never dreamed that they would accomplish getting a GED, or just really being able to work on their education.
And after they leave here, they also start floundering because they don't have anybody helping them. So that's what our goal is next, is to put somebody in place who holds their hand after they've got the GED. And we'll help them, get financial aid. We'll help them move to more education or to a job. So we're just setting that up now. That's going to be a big piece of our program next. And so with this new home that we're going to have the room to do that. We hate to leave this place. We love it. This is, I think this is sacred space. So, but this new place we're going into is also very, very special. And it's really good because there's going to be a classroom that I'm going to turn into a kitchen. We need funding for this classroom, of course, to become a kitchen, because I'm putting new plumbing in, because the kitchen is the heart of what we do together. Community is the piece that holds us together here. That's what the women need and want, and that's the nurturing piece.